I was performing surgery on a patient, but instead of rushing to stitch up, I started dancing. The judges didn't understand what I was doing. They stood up and criticized me for lacking medical ethics. Even the people in the audience couldn't stand it, but it was like I couldn't hear their voices. I knew clearly. No matter what move I made, my stepsister would copy it and claim it as her original work. So I decided to stay still and watch what tricks she would try to pull. In my past life, I spent 3 months working hard on my thesis, but at the award ceremony, my stepsister accused me of plagiarism. She even presented a work that was identical to mine, which she had posted on another platform a month before. My boyfriend didn't believe me. My father thought I had brought shame to the family facing their accusations. I couldn't understand what had happened. In the end, my father had to give the school and classmates an explanation, and casually grabbed a vase and killed me with it. My stepsister and boyfriend had a knowing look on their faces, but heaven didn't let me die just like that. I was given a chance to be reborn. When I opened my eyes again, I found myself back on the day my stepsister accused me of plagiarism. Seeing my father and stepsister's faces again, I swore this time I would expose my stepsister's true nature, so I immediately slapped her across the face. Then I criticized my father for only caring about his adopted daughter and never caring about his real daughter. When my father raised his hand again, this time I didn't take it lying down, and what was coming was always going to come. As I was talking about my thesis, my stepsister jumped up again to accuse me of plagiarism. This time I wouldn't back down. For the past 3 years I had been working in the lab every day. The process was witnessed by everyone. The teachers had seen it, but my stepsister still claimed she did the research too. My fiancé could testify to this. As we both made our claims, someone suggested that we had no proof. There happened to be a pair of twins in the hospital. They had a rare heart disease with double mutation tumors. Whoever could cure them first would have their lies exposed. Soon, my stepsister and I started the surgeries. I was determined to win. In my view, she could steal my thesis, but when it came to practical work, she was no match for me. Then I made an incision. Not only did I control the blood loss to under 50 milliliters, but I also avoided every nerve with precision. This technique left the professors in awe. Everyone had thought that the plagiarism accusation was just a misunderstanding. But to everyone's surprise, my stepsister used the same technique. At that moment, I was stunned. This surgical technique was my own creation. No one else should have known it. Yet my stepsister used it at the same time. Then my stepsister seriously claimed it was a new technique. She had been researching for half a year. She pushed me back into the plagiarism pit. At that moment, I started to feel nervous. Looking at my fiancé in the audience, smiling, I realized my experimental data must have been leaked to my stepsister by him. Using the old treatment methods wouldn't work anymore. I had to come up with a new solution. This time, I decided to use my mother's special stitching technique. I was confident she wouldn't know about it. But before I could start, my stepsister immediately spoke out about the stitching technique. And once again, we both completed the surgery at the same time. At that moment, I completely panicked. I didn't know how she had stolen my methods. I no longer had the will to fight. I even started to lose my balance. Seeing this, my assistant quickly reminded me to finish the surgery, but I couldn't stop. Doing so would mean admitting to plagiarism. Then I had a sudden idea. I falsely claimed there was a piece of gauze left in the patient's abdomen and continued the surgery. My stepsister panicked. When she saw me keep going, she immediately said she needed a second surgery. Everyone was confused. The surgery was already complete. Why do it again? My stepsister only made up an excuse that she needed to double-check. As she hurried to catch up, I said I needed a break. This made her panic. If I didn't operate, she couldn't. She had only learned the method once and couldn't do it on her own. The audience started to urge us. Seeing I was not moving, she finally fainted in desperation. At this moment, I realized calmly that as long as I did nothing, she couldn't steal my surgical techniques. With 3 minutes left in the competition, I had to come up with a new stitching method. That way she wouldn't be able to copy me. But to my shock, the new method I thought of, my stepsister used it too.